Hello and welcome everybody to today's 60 minutes yoga flow class. It's not exactly a Vinyasa flow, it's not a Pilates flow, it's kind of like a fusion class leaning more towards a Vinyasa flow. We're going to be working towards our peak pose today, which is dancer. So we're going to do quite a lot of juicy, deep warming up to finally get to a little flow, which will repeat hopefully twice on each side. For today's class, I would really love for you to try to take things a little bit slower. I know with Vinyasa flow, it's supposed to be one breath, one movement, but I find I don't really ever teach that way. I usually give a little bit more time for people to experience a posture and to then really stay with the breath. With that said, we're going to start today's class in a child's pose position, but if that doesn't feel nice for you, feel free please to just take a seated position instead. If child's pose is not nice on your knees or your hips or whatever joints in the body doesn't like it, please feel free to take a seated position instead. You're going to need a set of blocks and a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap at home, just grab a belt or a tie. That'll do the job just fine. All right, so let's slowly make our way into a child's pose position. And just remember, always listen to your body. We're never pushing through pain in any class ever. So we're bringing our big toes to touch and sitting the sit bones back down towards the heels, and allowing the chest to really just drop down. Palms are facing down. We're actively pushing the floor away here, allowing the shoulder blades to creep up towards the ears. Relaxing the forehead onto the mat. If you prefer a deeper stretch here, feel free to take your hands onto blocks and press your chest down a little bit deeper. Just making sure your shoulders are okay with that. And then I'd invite you to gently close your eyes and notice your forehead on the ground. Perhaps drawing little circles with your head into the floor, allowing yourself to just massage into the muscles of the forehead. Feeling into that area where we can hold quite a lot of tension. And then slowly bring your head to stillness. We're going to walk both of our arms or both of your blocks over towards the right side of your mat, and then gently sink back down into this child's pose with the side bend. Breathing and targeting your inhalation into the left side of the body. Trying to take a deep inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you breathe here in this posture, feel the weight of the knees on the ground. Becoming aware of the surface beneath your shins. Just notice the rise and fall of the breath here on that exposed left side. And then walking your hands over towards the other side and allowing the chest to drop down, creating as much space between the right bum cheek and the right fingertips as possible. And then allowing the breath to expand into that right side. Taking 2 more breaths here. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Almost like a sigh of relief on every exhale. On your next exhalation, walking your hands back through center, Pressing the chest down. From this position, we're going to take our left hand. You don't have to take the block, but you can if you want to. Left arm underneath the right, coming into twisted child's pose here. Breathing into the back of the left shoulder. See if you can reach that right arm forward a little bit more. Push the left arm down into the floor. Almost like you want to, if it was mud, you'd want to make an imprint of your whole left arm through the ground. And then bring yourself back through center, pressing that chest down through the midline. Take your right hand, reach it over and across, coming into twisted child's pose on this side. Just noticing any differences you may feel, not judgmentally. With a sense of curiosity, breathing into that right shoulder. Pushing the right arm down into the floor, squeezing right shoulder blade back and down, and lengthening left arm forward. Take one more big deep breath as you feel it to totally fill up the ribs and the back of the body. And then let's send our right arm forward, pressing the chest down one more time. We slowly come up onto all fours. Releasing the blocks and just taking a little gentle cat-cow with the spine. Inhaling to pull the heart forward, exhaling to Doberman round through the spine. Inhaling to pull the heart forward. Exhaling to Doberman round. Last time, inhaling, pull heart forward, stretch pubic bone back, drag the heels of your hands back to the knees, and exhale round through the spine. Nice. We're going to sit back onto one butt cheek and allow the legs to extend out in front of us. Grab a hold of the back of your thighs, sitting up super tall, knees together, feet together, and we're going to round through the spine, drawing the belly in towards the spine, all the way onto the back body, hands relax alongside you. Let's bend the knees, bring your heels close to your sitting bones, palms facing up towards the sky. Knees parallel hip width distance, so no more than 2 fists between the knees and the feet. And we're going to tuck the tailbone under, stand down equally into both feet, lifting up into our Pilates bridge pose. In Pilates, you want to keep the ribs down. We're not allowing the back bend. Inhale at the top, and on the exhale, we're going to move the spine down one vertebra at a time, kind of visualizing like a string of pearls coming down onto your dresser, or links in a chain, something like that. Really creating sequential movement for the spine. And then slowly lowering the spine all the way back down. We want to try to keep the knees parallel and the knees track forward as the pelvis comes up. Knees almost slowly come back in towards you as the pelvis comes down. One more time, we're going to come up, staying lifted, reach the arms up towards the sky, and see if you can bring your right leg and reach it up towards the ceiling. So notice your left shoulder blade here, keep it heavy on the ground, and then from this position, we're going to flex into the right foot. See if you can draw a little circle with that right leg. It's not about the circle, it's about us keeping connection with the floor. So specifically through that left shoulder blade, use your core to stabilize yourself. 3, 2, 1. Right foot down. Let's take your left leg, reach it up towards the sky. Right shoulder blade, plug it into the floor. And then try to draw a little circle without losing your right shoulder blade connection to the earth. 4, 3, 2. The circle shouldn't be very big. And 1. Let's take that left foot down and slowly lower the spine back down. Hands relax alongside you. Just make sure here we tuck the tailbone under so the lower back is connecting to the floor. I'll keep my arms wide so you can see my lower back, and then we're going to bring our legs into double tabletop position. From here, take a deep breath in, and on our exhale, we're going to lower the right foot down. And then inhale to bring that right leg back up. Exhale, left leg comes down. Inhale to bring it up. If you can, float the arms up to the sky. And then we're going to take the opposite arm back in space as the leg goes forward. So if it's left leg, right arm reaches back. This is happening on our exhale. As the arm and the leg reach away from each other, we want to make sure that the lower back stays connected to the floor. Trying for 6. And 5. Last 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Very nice. Lowering your feet down to the ground. We're going to inhale, reach the arms back in space. And on our exhale, we're going to nod the chin to the chest. Reach the arms forward and reach the fingertips towards your ankles. Inhale to slowly extend it back. Exhale to crunch it up. Inhale to slowly come back down. Now see if you can roll up a little bit higher, coming up into a seated position. And then roll all the way back down, reaching the arms back overhead. If that's too much, just stick with the initial crunches. Lifting up and slowly lowering down. Last 2. Slowly down. And last time, lift. Staying in your seated position, we're going to cross our ankles and come up onto all fours. Nice. From here, tucking our toes under and slowly sending those hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. Just feel free to pedal out through those heels, walking the dog. Really pressing the earth away from you, activating through the fingertips, pushing the chest towards the thighs and a soft bend through those knees. Then step the feet wider than hip width distance, bend your knees generously. So if you just take a look here, and then we're going to take the heels of our feet over to the left, toes point to the right, bending the knees a little bit more, you're going to get the side bend through the spine. A lot of weight into the left arm here. Maybe your right hand can lift up off of the floor. And then slowly bring that right hand back down. Come back to downward facing dog. Heels to the right. Knees point to the left. Maybe the left hand slowly lifts off of the ground. Bring it back. Let's try one more each side. So knees bend, heels to the left. Toes to the right, right hand maybe lifts. Take that right hand back to the ground, heels to the right, toes to the left, left hand lifts. See if you can lengthen the tailbone a little here. Take that left hand to the ground, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Just holding that plank for a few seconds. Kiss the knees to the ground, and we're going to lower ourselves like a wave. We're going to come forward, pubic bone, belly, chest, chin. Alright, from here, we're going to take our hands just in front of our shoulders. So if this is the line of my shoulders, I want my hands further forward on tented fingertips. So my palms not flat, my fingers are on the ground. From here, I want to push the tops of my feet into the floor, press the pubic bone into the ground, and we're going to lift the chest. I want to try to get my belly button off of the ground, push my pubic bone into the floor, squeeze my bum, drag the shoulder blades back and down, and then slowly lower my spine. So just like that string of pearls, again, we're lifting the spine up. You almost want to try to pull the earth towards you through the fingertips and then slowly lower yourself down. The wind is howling outside. Slowly lowering down. Inhale to rise and exhale to lower. time we come down, we're going to change it just a little bit. So from here, we're going to lead with the right shoulder coming down. Bring yourself up through the middle and then lead with the left shoulder. So you should feel a stretch over the front of the shoulder as you come down. So leading with the right, I get a stretch over the front of my right shoulder. And then leading with the left, I get a stretch over my left shoulder. 2 more. And last time. Very, very nice. From here, we're going to take our hands underneath our forehead, press the pubic bone into the ground, squeeze your bum to lengthen the tailbone to the wall behind you. And we're going to try to bend the knees, bring the heels together and the toes apart. So the knees are wide on the mat. Pubic bone presses down into the floor. I'm going to drag my shoulder blades back and down, lengthen through the crown of my head, and I'm going to try to lift up my knees. I want to lift from my bum and I want to squeeze my heels together a lot. And then slowly lower down. Good. Pubic bone presses into the floor, knees lift. See if you can extend out through the legs, keeping the knees off of the floor. Point through those toes, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then bend the knees, heels squeeze together, and then lower down. So the heel squeezes, if you're doing it, you'll feel extra bum burn. Extend out through the legs, point those toes, bend into the knees, squeeze the heels together, and lower down. Last 2. So we're lifting up, extending out, lengthen through the crown of the head, drag the elbows towards you through the earth, lengthen through the crown, pubic bone down, belly lifts, point the toes, inhale, lower all the way back down. Alright. Allow your forehead to come onto the ground, reach those arms back behind you and turn the palms up to the sky. So I'm externally rotating through the shoulder joints. I want my collarbones open. So if your palms up and your collarbones are closed, it'll look like that. Open the shoulder. Pubic bone down. And we're going to lift the chest off of the mat. The low ribs usually stay on the ground. Pubic bone presses into the floor. Length through the back of the neck. Chin tucks slightly towards the throat. Let's lift those feet off of the ground. Extending out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the inner thighs together for the locust pose. And then we're going to circle those arms back behind us for 10. 9. Imagine your spine getting longer. 8. Squeeze inner thighs together. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And take it down. Now coming into a deep shoulder stretch, I'll angle myself here differently. I'm going to have my right arm out to the side, my left palm flat on the ground. I'll say that again. Right arm out to the side, left palm flat on the ground. Look at your left palm, left leg. Bend the knee, pick up the leg and reach it back behind you like you want to touch the floor with that left big toe. And then slowly come out of it, switch to the other side. Right palm flat, left arm out to the side. Bend your right knee, reach it back over, and then bring it back through center. Let's go one more time each side. Right arm out, left hand flat, push and twist. Keep the belly drawing to the spine. Slowly switch to the other side, right hand down, left arm out to the side. Take right leg up and over. Lengthen through the tailbone. Bringing it back through center. Well done. We're going to take the hands to the lower ribs, tuck those toes under, and slowly cast your child's pose. Spend a few seconds there because the lower back might need it. We're going to press it up and back, inside downward facing dog from here. Pedaling out through the heels. Inhale, right leg rises up towards the sky. Bend your knee and open up through that hip. So perhaps you stay here. Perhaps you like to just be in this three-legged dog with an open hip. Or maybe you'd like to try to bring that right knee closer towards the right shoulder. Lift the right hand up, come into your side plank. From here, maybe stepping that right foot gently back behind you and opening up into wild thing. Bringing yourself back through plank pose. I need to walk up my mat because my feet were slipping on the floor. Coming back up into downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, open up through the hip. Again, feel free to stay here if this feels good. Or allow that right foot to connect to the floor. Left arm lifts. Think about pulling the left knee towards your left ear. And then slowly start dropping the left foot back behind you. Balance it. Connect the foot to the floor. Open up into your wild thing. Slow transition back to your plank pose. Well done. Lowering the knees down. Take a little child's pose. Finding the breath here. Slowly coming forward into your kneeling position again. We're going to ripple ourselves into a half plank shape. Squeezing the bum, lengthening through the crown of the head, pushing away from the floor. So not sinking through those shoulders and not arching through the lower back. Tuck and lengthen. From here, we're going to open our right arm up into a half plank twist and then come back into child's pose, threading that right arm down underneath the left. Inhaling to open up, twisted child's pose, or just twisted half plank, sorry. And then coming back down, twisted child's pose. Last two, inhaling to open into that twist, squeeze your bum, pressing the pelvis forward, exhaling to slowly lower. And last time, inhale to open up. Exhaling to slowly twist down. Bring that right hand back to the floor. We're going to bring our left foot forward. Just feeling into that hip flexor stretch. Slowly pull your bum back in space, coming into your half splits. Opening left arm up towards the sky. Coming forward, left hand plants down, right arm opens up towards the ceiling. Squeezing the hips forward. Maybe you can bend into the right knee, reach back, grabbing that right foot. Placing your left hand on a block here can really help, especially if you're cramping up through the hamstrings. If it's available to you, reach the left arm up towards the sky, holding the spine in the back. Well done. From here, planting both hands down, going to step that left leg all the way back, reaching the right arm through. From here, hand to knee, knee to hand, inhale, exhale, reach and stretch away. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale to bring it in. Exhale to reach and stretch. Going for 5, and reach. And 4, and reach, and 3, and reach. Last 2, inhaling and exhaling to reach. Last 1, reach and hold if you can, creating length. Bend into the left knee, reach that right hand back, grab the foot and kick your foot into your hand. Now lower back really wants to arch here, so try to lift low belly away from the floor, lift out of that left arm. Okay, length through the back of the neck, lifting the chin to the throat. Well done. Place the right hand down, step that left foot through one more time. Tucking the toes of the back foot under, lift that back knee up. From here, we're going to try to lower the back knee down slowly, about 6 times. Lifting up, slowly lowering down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep that back knee lifted. Make sure your hands feel really well planted on the ground. We're going to try to connect the left knee to the left shoulder and pick up the left foot, keeping it hovering. So deep core work here. You're going to pick up that left foot, maybe come into the lizard push-up. So we're going to bend down, press away, and then step up and back into our downward facing dog. Feel free to take a child's pose here or come into your first vinyasa. So we're going to ripple forward, plank pose, squeezing the bum, coming down halfway, chaturanga dandasana, lifting up into our up dog or cobra if you want those knees down, and then exhaling into your downward facing dog. Well done. All right. From here again, reaching right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Finding your side plank here, if that's in your practice today. Woo! And maybe stepping back into a very controlled wild thing. And then rippling back through plank pose and then to downward facing dog. Left leg rises to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. Keeping the lower back nice and long. Either you stay in that 3-legged dog or you're going to explore side plank and then maybe wild thing. And then slow and controlled, coming back through plank. Nice. Coming through a vinyasa or take a child's pose, so lowering down halfway, lifting up. And then back into your downward facing dog. Lowering the knees down, taking a child's pose. 5 breaths here. Just feeling that breath moving through the body. Well done. From this position, coming back onto all fours. Hands slightly further forward, we're going to press into half plank position, tucking the tailbone under. You want to make sure you've got enough space to open the left arm up towards the sky. So twisted half plank position, squeeze the bum, find length through the crown of the head, and then twisted child's pose. Inhaling to open, twisted half plank, squeeze your bum here. Exhaling to thread down and through. 2 more times. Inhaling to open up, squeeze your bum. Exhaling to close it down. Last time. Inhaling to open up. Exhaling to close it down. Inhaling to open up. Take that left hand all the way down. We're going to step our right foot through this time into a low lunge. Just feel what that feels like. We're going to pull our bum back in space. Supported half splits. You can place your left hand on a block, open right arm up towards the sky. And then right hand comes to the inside of that right foot, connect right shoulder, right knee, left arm opens up to the sky. From here, maybe you bend into that left knee. And this is where a block can be really handy if you struggle to reach the foot. So grabbing left foot with left hand, reaching right arm up towards the sky. If you get a cramp here in the hamstring, just release the foot. That tends to happen to a lot of people. Mine feels like it's about to happen. From here, we take the hands down to the inside of that front foot. Step the right foot back in space. Left arm is going to reach long out in front. We're going to bring the hand to the knee to the hand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to reach and stretch away. Inhale to bring it in. Exhale to reach. 5 more. Imagine your spine growing forward. Right shoulder stays on top of right wrist. Last 3. And 2. Last time, reach and stretch away, bend into that right knee. See if you can reach back and grab the foot, kicking the foot up into the hand. Reaching the heart forward, try to lift your belly away from the floor for 3, 2, 1. Very, very nice. From here, step that right foot all the way through again. Finding length through the spine, you're going to tuck the toes of the back foot under, lift that back knee up. We're going to lift and lower the back knee up and down 5 more times. Up, and then down, nice and slow. 4, and then down, nice and slow. 3, down, nice and slow. 2, down, nice and slow. Last time, we lift and hold both hands to the inside of the front foot. Feeling into that lizard. We're going to try connect right knee and right shoulder. Picking up that right foot, maybe you just hold in balance. If you can, bend the elbows. It's like you're listening to the ground with that left ear. Press yourself up into your downward facing dog. From here, either child's pose or vinyasa of your choice. Feel free to lower the knees down as you come forward. Coming down halfway or all the way. And then lifting up into a back bend of your choice. Up dog, cobra, and then downward facing dog. Pivoting out through those heels. Well done. From here, we slowly lower the knees down, untuck the toes. And we're just going to take a moment of stillness and kneeling, just to feel the energy pumping through the body. On your next inhalation, reach the arms up towards the sky, interlace all 10 fingers, and take a deep stretch up towards the ceiling. Place your left hand down to the left hand side of you, reach right arm up and over, keeping your sitting bones connected to your heels. And then switch right hand down, left arm up. Great job. We're coming back into our downward facing dog, planting the hands down, tucking the toes under, slowly sending the pelvis up and back into that down dog. Right leg reaches up towards the sky, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Option to take your Vashisthasana, your side plank, maybe your wild thing. And then coming back to your 3-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, step that right foot all the way through, lower the back knee down. Coming into Anjaneyasana, both arms reach up towards the sky, tucking the tailbone under. From here, left hand comes down, right arm up, half split with a twist to the right. Right hand comes down to the inside of that right foot. Left arm reaches up. Lower under the twist. Perhaps here, you bend into that left knee, grab a hold of the foot, right arm reaches to the sky. Releasing the back foot, plant the hands down to frame your front foot, lift the back knee and send it back into your pyramid pose. Perhaps flexing through the front foot, maybe using a set of blocks. If it's available to you, removing the hands from the ground, interlocking the fingers behind your back, finding length through the spine. Planting those hands down to frame the front foot, start to bend into the front knee, picking up the back leg into supported warrior 3. Here, of course, you use the blocks as needed. If it's available to you, release the hands coming into full warrior 3. Slowly lowering the right hand down to the outside of that right foot. Give yourself space. Left arm reaches up, left leg lifts high, opening and stacking the hips into your half moon balance. Perhaps here you can reach back with that left hand, grab a hold of the left foot, kick the foot into the hand, opening up the chest. Start to turn your chest towards the ground, still holding onto that foot, bending into your right knee, gaze slightly forward, and see if you can come up into standing. If not, we just meet in standing. You're going to bend into the left knee, grab a hold of the left foot with the left hand. We want to open up the palm of the left hand. So externally rotate into the shoulder again. So the thumb of the left hand pointing up. You're going to kick the foot into the hand, starting to lift up through that left side into your dancer's pose, reaching right arm forward. Slowly release. Step your left foot behind the right, planting the soles of both feet down into the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs together and reach the arms up to the ceiling, interlocking the thumbs. Taking a deep stretch over towards your right side if you're standing half moon. Bringing your weight back into your right foot, lifting up through that left knee. We're going to step it back into our crescent lunge. So big step back, crescent lunge. Planting those hands down to frame the front foot. We step back to plank and take our vinyasa. Lowering down, inhaling to lift. Exhaling to send it back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg rises to the sky. Option to stay in three-legged dog, bending the knee, opening up through the hip. If it's feeling good, coming into your wild thing. And then rippling back into your three-legged dog. Inhale. On your next exhale, step it through, lowering your back knee down. From here, Narajasana, we bring both arms up to the sky, press the pelvis forward and through. And then feel free to lift out of that, tucking the tailbone under. Often you get a deeper stretch when you don't actually push so far through the tissues. From here, left arm up, right arm down, sending the hips back into our half split. And then left hand down, right arm up, supported extended side angle. From here, reaching back, maybe grabbing a hold of right foot with right hand, left arm reaches up to the sky. Slowly releasing that right foot, planting the hands down, lifting up through the back knee, sending the hips back for your pyramid pose. Seeing if it is possible to flex into that front foot, lengthen through the spine. The heel of the back foot can be lifted or lower, whatever you prefer. Perhaps reaching the arms back, interlocking all 10 fingers, reaching the crown of the head forward. So fingers reaching back, or arms, hands reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. And then we plant through the hands, starting to bend into the front knee, shifting the weight forward, lifting right leg up into our supported warrior 3. Turning that right hip down in our warrior 3, the hips are square, perhaps lifting the hands off of the ground, holding actively. And then lowering your left hand quite far out to the left, just give yourself space here. Right hip stacks on top of the left, right arm opens to the right, and our chest is looking towards the right side of the mat. Finding that breath. Bending into the right knee, grab a hold of that right foot, kick the foot into the hand, opening up through the chest. Of course, feel free to play with woo. Shouldn't speak and try, but feel free to go hands-free here. And then we're going to transition up into standing from here. So either you let go of the foot and meet me in standing, or try to transition with that bind. Up into standing. And here, flip the grip to externally rotate through the right shoulder, holding above the ankle joint, flexing into that right foot. Knees are together. I'm going to soften into the left knee. Start to kick right foot into right hand, lifting up nice and high. Gazing about a meter ahead of me, reaching left arm forward and through. Slow transition out of your dancer and place your right foot behind the left, rooting down through the whole foot, both feet planting down, tucking tailbone under, squeeze your inner thighs together, reaching both arms up, interlocking all 10 fingers and side bending to your left. Inhaling back through center, pick that right knee up, balance. And on our exhale, we step back into our crescent lunge. Planting the hands down on the inside of that front foot, connecting left knee to left shoulder. Go ahead and try and take that lizard push up, and then we step up and back to downward facing dog. Feel free to take vinyasa of your choice here, rippling forward, lowering down. Inhaling to take your back bend, and exhale back into your downward facing dog. Take the knees down and just find a moment for yourself, child's pose or whatever feels good. And take that floor one more time on each side. So planting the hands down, tucking the toes under, slowly sending the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises, bend the knee, opening up the hip, coming into your side plank. Or a slow and controlled wild thing. Inhaling back up into three-legged dog. Exhale, step that right foot all the way through the hands, lowering the back knee down. Inhale into Anjaneyasana, both arms rise, squeezing into that left glute. Right hand stays up, left hand comes down to the mat or to a block for your twisted half split. On your exhale, right hand comes down to the inside of the right foot, open left arm up towards the sky. Either with your hand on a block, or maybe you start to lift your torso slightly. We're going to bend into left knee, grab left foot with left hand, right arm reaches to the sky. Great job. Releasing the foot, Planting the hands down to frame your front foot, lift the back knee up, finding your pyramid pose. Imagine your spine was literally like an arrow here. Perhaps taking the hands away from the ground, interlocking all 10 fingers and lifting the toes of the front foot up. Squeezing the sit bones together, spiraling that right hip outwards. Bending into the front knee, plant the hands down, about 30 centimeters in front of your foot, and pick the back leg up. Feel supported, warrior 3. Of course, playing with the balance if that feels fun. Plant your right hand down, slightly out to the right hand side. Open left arm up. Stacking the hips on top of each other. Chest is open to the left side. And a bend into the left knee. Grab a hold of the foot. Kick your foot into your hand. Deep breath in and out. From here, slowly transitioning up to standing. So looking forward, finding your balance, and then coming up. Take your time in standing. Externally rotate through that left foot, left shoulder I should say. Bend into your right knee. Kick your foot into your hand into your foot, and find that dancer's pose. Inhale in. Exhale, slowly coming out. Left foot hooks behind the right, plant the feet down. Squeeze the inner thighs together, reach the arms to the sky. Side bending to your right. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, take the weight back into the right foot, lift the left knee up. Hands can join in prayer at the front of the heart. Exhale to step back into your crescent lunge. Inhale into the crescent. Exhale, plant the hands down to the inside of that right foot. Bending generously into right knee. Connect right knee and right shoulder. Pick right foot up. Take your lizard push up and step back into downward facing dog. Taking your Vinyasa or a child's pose. Inhaling forward into your plank. Exhale. Halfway down. Inhaling into your back bend. Squeeze your bum, lengthen through the crown. And exhale back to downward facing dog. I'm about to lose my left sock. Inhaling that left leg up. Bending your knee, opening up the hip. Perhaps playing with the side plank. Slowly lowering that left foot down into your wild thing. Squeezing your bum here. Using the glutes to keep that lift out of the lower back. And then we transition back into three-legged dog on the inhale. Exhale, step the left foot all the way through the hands, lowering that back knee down. Inhaling to your Narajasana. Squeegee the inner thighs towards each other, length through the crown of the head. We're going to pull our bum back in space, left arm down, left arm up, right hand down, sorry. Deep breath in here. Find length through the spine. Exhale, plant left hand down, right arm up. Maybe lifting the torso a little bit higher or putting that left hand onto a block. Bend into the right knee, grab right foot. See if you can reach left arm up. Finding length through the lower back here. You do that by squeezing your bum. Pressing the pubic bone forward in space. Releasing the foot, framing the front foot with the two hands. Pick up the back knee. Send the pelvis backwards in space for your pyramid pose. Making sure the feet feel good. In that pyramid, you want to think about squeezing sitting bones together. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Interlocking all 10 fingers, maybe lifting the toes of the front foot up. Shoulder blades back and down, belly lifts, pushing that back foot through the floor, lengthening through the crown of the head. Nice, bending into the left knee, plant the hands down, reach right leg straight back in space for supported warrior 3. Closing the right hip down towards the ground, softening into the left knee. From here, left hand grabs a block if that's needed. Right arm opens up to the sky. Squeeze your right heel towards your bum. And then see if you can grab a hold of the foot with the hand. Keep that bind that you got right hand holding right foot. Bend your left knee, look forward. You're going up. Yes. All the way up into standing. Flip that grip of the foot, holding above the ankle joint. Flex into the foot if you can. Soften into the left knee, lengthen the tailbone down. Kick the foot into the hand. Lift, 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 lift. Feel that stretch in the shoulder. Bend into left knee. Reach left arm forward. Find leg through the back of the neck. And then slowly release right foot, step right foot behind leg. Plugging the feet fully into the floor. Dropping tailbone down. Arms reach to the sky. Interlock all 10 fingers. Palms to the ceiling. Side bending to the left. Draw the belly to the spine here. Squeeze the tops of the inner thighs together. Well done. Pick up the right foot. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, step right foot back. Crescent lunge. On your next exhale, planting the hands down on the inside of that left foot, getting left knee and left shoulder in contact. Inhale, pick that left foot up in space if you can. Exhale, push up. Inhale, lift, up and back to downward facing dog. Final vinyasa here if you wish to. Roll forward, push up. Lift into that back bend, and then lower yourself all the way onto your belly. Just taking a moment here on your tummy. From here, we're going to bend into our right knee. Reach our right hand back to grab that right foot, pressing the pubic bone into the floor. Feel free to stay here if this is feeling good, pulling the heel to the glute. If you'd like a little bit more, we're going to try, without arching to the lower back, press the pubic bone into the earth, flex the foot, and lift up your knee. We're lifting from our bum, okay? I don't want to lift from my lower back, so I'm going to push my pubic bone into the floor and squeeze my bum to lift my leg. Okay, from here then I'm going to try to lift my chest up off of the mat, keeping the hip bones relatively square into the floor. Pubic bone presses down, and then see if you can lift your left arm up. My left foot is still pressing into the ground, top of my left foot. Holding for 3, 2, 1, release. Shaking out the pelvis from side to side. Let's take it to the other side. We're bending into left knee, reaching left hand back. Either just pulling the heel towards the glute, pubic bone pressing into the floor, try to lift your belly button up. Maybe we can try to lift up the knee. It's a few millimeters off the ground, it's not much, or at least in my body. Using your right arm for support, lift your chest a little bit off of the mat, but really keep pushing your pubic bone down. Try to kick your foot into your hands, get a little bit more lift. Reach that right arm forward. Holding here, top of the right foot presses into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Taking the hands to the lower ribs, pressing yourself into your child's pose, nice and slow. And then slowly transitioning back into your downward facing dog. Feel free to stay on the forearms here if you wish to. Stepping the feet nice and wide, just like we did at the beginning of class. Heels to the left, toes to the right. See if you can open right hand up off of the ground. Maybe tap right hand off of the left knee. Or if it's available to you, reach the outside of that left foot with the right hand and start to bring yourself through. It's kind of like a, or you're going to just take it into a forward triangle as well. That's an option. If you can, grabbing hold of the outside of that foot and kicking the legs straight. Slowly bring yourself back. Plant that left foot down, right hand down, and find downward facing dog. It's quite heavy on the left wrist. Let's take it to the other side. So heels towards the right, toes to the left. Lifting left arm up. Maybe you can tap left hand to right knee. Feel free to go into a lovely fallen triangle. Or reach the outside, the pinky toe edge of the foot with the left hand and try to come into the shape. It's like a side split in the air. And then slowly bend into the right knee. Come back into your downward facing dog. Lowering down the knees, sitting back onto those heels for a second. Alright, from here, we take our bum over to one side. You're going to grab a hold of our yoga strap or your belt. Line all the way onto the ground. Placing your right foot into the strap. If it's okay with your lower back, you extend out through the left leg. And just come into a nice, gentle, active stretch here. We're going to, or passive stretch rather. We're going to draw some circles with that right leg up towards the sky. Just try to make sure that the bum, your bum, is equally grounding into the ground. And your left butt cheek is on the floor. Reversing your circles. Taking that right leg over and across your body. I'm not letting my whole body twist. It's not that it's bad or good, I'm just not doing that for this variation. Keeping that right butt cheek down. I want to slice my thigh bone across my body and try to turn the sole of my foot towards the ground. So what else will get a stretch somewhere along that right side. Try to pull your leg a little higher, don't force anything low. And then you're going to take your leg out to the side. Just adjust the band to be comfortable. You want your elbows on the ground for this thigh stretch. That right elbow, your legs coming all the way out to the right hand side. And then try to lift the leg a little higher. Slowly bringing it back through center. Let's switch to the other leg. So left foot comes in, right leg extends out. Elbows on the ground. And you're just drawing a little circle. And the circle is either coming from the arms or from the leg. But it's such a gentle movement that it doesn't matter so much. It's not crucial to choose either one. Other side. Reversing that direction of the circle if you haven't. And then you're going to take that left leg over and across the body. Just adjust the band as needed. Left elbow on the ground. Maybe right as well. Try not to let your bum lift. We're keeping the left pelvic half on the ground. Just taking the femur across the body. Turning the sole of that left foot down to the ground. Just notice if you're holding your breath. See if you can let it go. Soften through the neck and through the face. Taking left leg out to the left hand side. Opening up through that inner thigh. Big deep breaths here. Nice. Slowly release, getting rid of the band from that left foot. Let's extend the left leg out onto the ground. And finding our final resting position here, Shavasana. Feel free to take a position that feels comfortable to you. For me, that's lying on my back, but even belly down, side lying, recline, butterfly, anything that feels good. And just starting to close down the eyes, letting the weight of the body be supported by the ground. Trying to really just switch off all the muscle activity. Trying to relax any tension you might have. Like a wave of golden honey just slowly melting any tension from the neck, shoulders, chest, down into the hands, into the forearms, allowing the arms to really let go. Letting the belly soften, we're not holding the tummy in right now. Pelvic floor, we're not trying to lift, clench, hold. Front of the thighs can relax all the way down to the tops of the feet. Taking your awareness to the bottom of the feet, the plantar fascia, the interconnected tissue at the base of your whole body. Try to really let the feet relax. Taking the awareness up the back of the body, the part of you touching the ground, relaxing into the calves of the lower legs, hamstrings, back of the legs, back of the thighs, relax the bum muscles. And then just notice if your lower back is clenching or holding. Sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it. Just try to really relax into that area. The middle back, letting all the tissue soften. And the back of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, let them melt into the ground. Finally, unclenching your jaw, unclenching your teeth, softening the muscles between your eyes, as if space were being created between your two eyeballs. Just noticing now the rise and fall of your chest. And then letting go of all thoughts. Slowly, if you're ready to come out, if you're not, please stay where you are. If you are ready, slowly bring some movement into your feet and your hands. Lazily blinking, open your eyes. Reaching the arms up overhead, taking a full body stretch, or whatever else feels good. Listening to your body's own intuition here. Perhaps hugging the knees to the chest feels good, or taking a little happy baby, a lazy happy baby. And then slowly transitioning perhaps past your favorite side. Taking a breath there. And then slowly moving your way up into a seated position. Perhaps elevated on the block so your spine can be nice and long. Hands on the knees, let's lengthen up through the spine, nice and proud, softening through the shoulders. And we take a deep breath in together, reaching the arms up to the sky. Inhale. Joining the hands, exhaling. Bringing the hands down to heart center. Just taking a moment to connect the thumbs to the sternum. Feeling the space that you've created. The peace that you've created within yourself. Even if it's just a little bit compared to when you began. Taking one last breath in together, inhaling to reach the arms up. Connecting the palms down, exhaling. Bowing your head down, a sense of gratitude for yourself, for your body, and for everybody here that has shared this energy of this class today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your presence and for letting me guide you. And if you'd like more of these classes, please check out my YouTube channel. I've got a lot more up there, and I hope you feel amazing. Please take this peace into the rest of your day. Namaste.